Hi there, I'm Nova Scotia car accident lawyer John McKiggan. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you need to know if you have SEF 44 coverage and how that will affect your claim. This insurance coverage is not part of the standard form automobile policy, and it's not mandatory under the Insurance Act. However, the vast majority of insurance companies include it in their standard car insurance coverage. You do have to pay a small extra premium for this coverage. This coverage comes into effect when the insured's spouse, or a dependent of the insured is injured by another driver in a motor vehicle accident, and the other driver's insurance policy doesn't have enough money to cover the full extent of the injuries. The S.E.F. 44 coverage will top up any shortfall in your claim up to the maximum of your own policy limits. So how does the S.E.F. 44 coverage protect you? S.E.F. 44 coverage is what is known as excess coverage. In other words, your S.E.F. 44 policy will pay if the other driver's policy limits are less than your policy limits. For example, in one case I represented an infant who was severely injured in a car accident. The child's claim for his medical expenses alone was more than $1 million. The at-fault driver's insurance policy only had a limit of $500,000. The driver's insurance company paid the $500,000 to my client, but his parents were still facing hundreds of thousands of dollars in future medical care expenses. Fortunately, the parents of the injured child had SEF 44 coverage of $1 million. So the insurance company for the child's parents paid an extra $500,000 to top up my client's compensation to the $1 million policy limit. Another example from a case I was involved in shows the value of having a high policy limit for your SEF 44 coverage. I represented a man who fractured his spine when his car was hit by another driver. Our expert estimated that my client's income loss claim was more than $2 million. We sued the other driver, and the driver's insurance company eventually paid my client their policy limits of $1 million. My client did have an SEF 44 policy, but it was only a policy limit of $1 million. Since the two policy limits were the same, there was no excess coverage under my client's policy, and he was not entitled to receive anything further from his own insurance. If you want more information about car accident claims in Nova Scotia, call us for your free copy of Crash Course, the Consumer's Guide to Car Accident Claims in Nova Scotia. It's basically a crash course in everything you need to know if you or a loved one has been hurt in a car accident. The book's for sale on Amazon, but we'll send you a copy at no charge if you call us at 902-423-2050, or just go to www.crashcoursebook.ca.